Back here on CBS Sports HQ, where the countdown continues to the start of the college football season. Until then, we give you our predictions, and our own Brad Crawford has released his preseason bowl game projections and a breakdown of how this 12-team college football playoff could play out. Here's a look at the teams that Brad has making the college football playoff. Includes all 12 teams there. Texas at the top, Penn State, Clemson, Ohio State, Notre Dame there, Alabama, Georgia, Texas Tech representing the Big 12, Miami, Oregon, Boise State, and LSU as the 12th team making the college football playoff. But there's a few teams on here that are missing out on this list, and it's time to find out why. So let's go ahead and bring in Brad Crawford for more. Brad, big teams that have some high expectations this season missing out on this list. That includes teams like Florida, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and according to some of your bowl projections that we'll see momentarily, you don't even have these teams coming close to the college football playoff. Explain why.
Yeah, I don't think they will. Florida has some mounting injuries during fall camp. We think DJ Lagway's healthy, and maybe he is, but the regular season schedule for Florida is as tough as Oklahoma's this season. Both those teams face a brutal slate. I've got Florida in the Gator Bowl against North Carolina, and first-year coach Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick and the Tar Heels, I think, have an easy schedule. You see there, those are the odds to make the college football playoff. Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Florida, Georgia. Those are three preseason top 25 teams that I don't think are going to finish anywhere near that top 12 necessary to make the playoffs. So I've got Florida in the Gator, Texas A&M in the Texas Bowl against TCU. And then Birmingham Bowl, Florida State versus Ole Miss. Florida State kind of rebounding from last season. So we saw Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin in 2024, Jordan, almost get to the playoff, but they suffered that upset loss early to Kentucky. I think Ole Miss might be a 5-loss team this time around. Brand new squad, no Jackson Dart at quarterback, lost a lot of talent on defense in the NFL draft. So, yeah, Florida, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss. 3 SEC teams I don't see getting there.
Okay, so you saw the bowl games that they will be playing in. According to you, of course, the Texas Bowl we saw there, the Gator Bowl. Now, on the outside looking in, we have teams like Oklahoma, Michigan. You have them actually in the Citrus Bowl. The ReliaQuest Bowl features the South Carolina and Nebraska. Why are you higher on some of these teams rather than the Ole Misses and the Floridas of the world?
Yeah, I think Nebraska's a team from the Big Ten that can really get to that 9, possibly 10-win threshold because the schedule is so favorable. Nebraska plays Michigan early in September. If they win that, there's a good chance the Huskers are 8-0 playing USC later. So I've got the Huskers in the ReliaQuest Bowl against South Carolina. The Citrus Bowl matchup, Oklahoma versus Michigan. Remember, the Citrus Bowl gets the first pick of SEC teams that do not reach the playoff. So we're talking about that bowl game getting a chance to get the Sooners maybe at a really sexy Oklahoma-Michigan matchup. People would love that down in Orlando. And then the other Pop-Tarts Bowl in Orlando, that's the one with the crazy mascots, SMU versus Iowa State. Iowa State, I think, finishes second in the Big 12. Texas Tech is my preseason Big 12 favorite.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to some of the main events, shall we? Some of these first-round college football playoff matchups. We're going to go ahead and show you them now. But, Brad, I want you to kind of walk us through, as we take a look at these, how you came to this conclusion that these were going to be our matchups.
Yeah, we'll start with my last team in, LSU getting that 12 seed. I think LSU will be the first 3-loss team to ever appear in the college football playoff. The schedule's tough for Brian Kelly, but they have the roster that's capable of getting there. Notre Dame, we saw them make the title game last year against Ohio State. They're back, plenty of talent left on defense. And then the 9-8 matchup, Miami versus Texas Tech. 2 first-time playoff participants. Miami, I think, finishes a runner-up to Clemson in the ACC to get there. Texas Tech is my preseason Big 12 favorite. Then you've got Boise State, Alabama. That's a game that I think a lot of Crimson Tide fans would take right now if you could simulate the season. And then the last first-round matchup, of course, is Oregon against Georgia. And we've seen Kirby Smart obliterate Oregon and Dan Lanning before. So then the top 4 seeds, you've got Texas at number 1. I think the Longhorns are going to roll through the SEC with Arch Manning. You got Penn State at number 2, Clemson at 3, and Ohio State at 4. Those are my top 4 seeds that'll get those coveted first-round buys.
All right, so let's go ahead and roll through some of these quarterfinals matchups then. And we begin with the Sugar Bowl. And I love how high you are on Texas Tech. And they will be seeing those Texas Longhorns, as you mentioned, who get that first round bye. Chaos in Texas will ensue. This is going to be something.
Can you imagine the hype for this game?
No.
In the Lone State? If we get Longhorns and Red Raiders in a playoff setting, that'd be awesome. Joey McGuire did a great job this offseason in Lubbock, getting this elite roster together. I think Texas Tech is going to have the best season the Red Raiders have accomplished since the Mike Leach era. So, yeah, Texas Tech is a team that I know a lot of folks aren't picking to win the Big 12 right now, but I am. They are loaded roster-wise.
That would be some Sugar Bowl for sure. Let's get to the Rose Bowl here. You have Penn State, who's there too, and Georgia. Who wins?
It's a very tough call, but I think Penn State as a higher seed wins this game. James Franklin, this is his best roster that he's had in Happy Valley. He's had, I think it's 5 11-win seasons. I think he gets past that this fall. Has not beaten Ohio State, Jordan, in 8 years, but that will happen this year. I think Penn State beats Ohio State in Indy and takes the Big Ten. You see there 34 wins the last 3 seasons for James Franklin, former Vandy coach, who has just really accomplished the elite at Penn State. So, yeah, Penn State's a team that I think roster-wise right now is better than most in the Big Ten.
Penn State fans love to hear that. James Franklin finally getting them over the hurdle there. Let's get to the Orange Bowl now, where we'll see, according to you, Clemson and Alabama.
Yeah, I'm going Dabo Swinney's Tigers here. Dabo said a couple weeks ago he feels this team can be the first in college football history to go 16-0. He already had a team go 15-0 with Trevor Lawrence several years ago. I'm with Dabo. I don't think they'll go unblemished, but I do think Clemson can get to the playoff as a top 4 seed and win a game. You see there 22 ACC championships in program history, most all time, 6 more than Florida State. Clemson's loaded. Cade Klubnik at quarterback, one of the Heisman front runners. They've got 3 future first-round picks on defense, 3 really good wideouts. I think Clemson right now is the odds-on heavy favorite to win the ACC.
Okay. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that one as well. Lastly, the Cotton Bowl. We'll see Ohio State and Notre Dame. Tell me more.
Ohio State Notre Dame is an elite matchup that we have seen several times these last couple of years. We last saw it in South Bend a couple seasons ago. This time around, I think Ohio State wins this game and gets back to the semifinals. This is a very different team that won the title in January over the Fighting Irish. Brand new collection of stars, especially on defense. But right now, I think Ohio State on paper just slightly more talented than Notre Dame. And I think Ryan Day he already has playoff experience, and obviously last year running roughshod through several elite teams. I think the Buckeyes get back there.
All right. I mean, Marcus Freeman, he is something special, really turning the culture there in South Bend. That would be quite the matchup in the Cotton Bowl. We'll wait and see if this all comes to fruition. Brad Crawford with his bowl projections for this upcoming season, and it all returns August 30th. It's big time. Big Ten on CBS returns at 3:30 Eastern Time, August the 30th. You can watch on CBS, of course, or stream on Paramount+.